Welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic, the place to be on a Friday night. We have a very special delight for you, Dre Rey. Not this Saturday, tomorrow, but May 11th, Saturday, we're bringing back the Slam Jam with Dre Rey as the host. I'll be in the background too, doing tech work, helping them out, making sure the show keeps rolling. Yeah, we got an amazing show for y'all tonight. I think I'm gonna start out the night because I really can't expect all of y'all wonderful poets to come in and share your soul, bare your soul, and just lay it all out there for us if I don't do so myself. So I'm gonna read this piece. I did it last week, but it's kind of finished now. And I was asking myself this question. It was crazy too, because Shocky came with the same, right? Why am I a poet? Well, there are several explanations for why I am a poet. I share bizarre central revelations, score high when I'm loaded. The second is more cryptic than the first. It's the reason that songs come in verse. This season is long, my belly hurts. Believing in strong, friendly herds. The third's a little less complicated. The words I express leave me feeling intoxicated. These birds, high and blessed, believe we confiscated their songs to impress and relieve the fascinated, where the wrongs are less left, or maybe even right. The fourth brings forth the new sight as I recite a gift of pure love and light. Being broken is the fifth reason I chose to write. Freeing spoken words from my lips, I chew with might. Swallow the hollow bits of my soul so I can spit them out for you to behold. The sixth reason goes beyond believing in myself. It's a feeling I must share to increase my mental health. The seventh is a misdirection, a simple reflection of imperfections. Number eight is simply I lack the capacity to hate. Nine is why I sip wine and often cry. The tenth is the reason that you should not ask why. Because we love each other. But who is who when we die? I'm a poet. I guess that's true. I'm a poet, just like you. Right, that's
Woohoo! Yeah, I'm a mother of a poet, and my feet do show it.
it. But, and I think I'm gonna do some since we don't have that large of a group tonight. I think I'm gonna read a second one here at the beginning. Um, this is just silly. This is just silly. I was working on it. It's silly, but I like it. I was just having fun with it, right? I don't even got a title for it yet. It's just fun stuff I was fucking with, right? I often cough and awkwardly talk awful. My memory is good, yeah, it's a mindful. We should do more good with the stew, be more mindful. Looking at this empty cup, wishing that mine was full. Pull out an homage to all the college dropouts. This is the reason you throw stones inside of a glass house. Hiss when I see 'em, they're all known for brass plows. Cold and alone when the grass down. Who the fuck is that class clown? Me? Who the one? Root 'em up like two shooters stuck. I hold up one town and stand down if the last looters send two rounds. It's senseless. I assume the room I'm in is constantly flooded with hallucinogens. So just be cool with it. When you're really real, I'm a fool with it. I'm just full of it. A walking step addict with six habits. I kick when I lack the rabbit. I'm sick, I'm rabid, ravenous prick. Pen is flack. You can't get within 6 full moons of seeing my gift. I'm not shifting, I lift. Come sit close like number 2. Yeah, you the shit. Go see the ghost or the witch. My psych outnumber those who are bitch. I might grow me a niche just to justify showing them what poetry is. I throw stones in the ditch to fill it and live in it. The illest in this they can't pitch a hard time to. Twisting a bit of lime in this ogre's brew, made from my spinal fluid. I'm too rude to do it. Just sit back and enjoy the time your mind has influenced. Don't worry about mine. It's fine. Just fucking do it. Zooming off with a hawk hogging a loogie, I'm lost. Talking to me, you exhaust the last tree in the frost. I'm too lucid. I'm awake from this dream, just to infuse it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that one. I started writing it today. Thank y'all for indulging my behavior. Let's get this show going. Sparking off round 1 here. We got Messiah Payne. Brother, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, we would greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. So I'll read 2 poems. The first is an older poem. It's called A Simple Love. I continue to dwell on this moment ravenously, with an inclination to summarize my past with wayward faith, casting apart this nadir of experience that aches violently in the shadow of your presence. You once said to me that love is only stimulated with terse profundity in its aftermath, or when it is lost, and that perhaps if affection lost its fervor, we might remain lovers, dwindling on a useless fuck that roughly approximates a bond, enduring a loss of interest. It seems you were fated to retract where insight would be most desired. I've said that attaining love is as bittersweet as the twilight of day, and losing it is knowing the sun will rise again. But wounded so, appreciating its fervid eminence would cast you in an oblique reflection. I believe that it can be thought a miracle that we should come to love on the frenetic edges of our humanity in the first place. A feeling of being whole where all else would suggest an esoteric fund of suffering, somehow touching and retreating from our deepest incitations. You were a simple wedding of love's illusions, deft in all the bonds of your character, recalcitrant of union. Yet when I spotted you, I thought perhaps that some ecstatic form of life would arise, a pinnacle of satiation, not a chronic debacle subsuming with conceit. I write this as meaningfully and perhaps as foolishly as I am meant to. You did not serve to sustain my appetite for your nubile promises, for love has vanished, and it has become clear that the concept forever has seemed to make your anxious disapproval more fallible. A distinct dejection looms over you. Now I find that without you, my life has become a precursor to a beauty contained in voluminous and easy rapport, tangible in ways you could hardly conceive of. I softly pull apart your image in the knowledge that I too shall someday know love's truest sense, a destination generated on the path to a hard won retention upon my destiny. That was the first poem. The second is called The Nature of I recently wrote this. In the discretion of I, a seemingly endless recursion implying a self that exists, bordering on infinite reverie, tepidly arranged between wholesome potential and elusive emptiness, lies the discrimination of freedom from illusion, tacitly revealed, a subtle reprimand imposed on the intuition I have of myself's indelible meaning. Is this I like a binary phantasm, a mixture of scalding and bracing, situated in desolation, exactly justified? From whence a sense of I emerges that is coherent to fortunate sensibility, appears in no great revelation to those I seem to know, and who in turn only seem to know me. How can I be known in the throng of unstable perceptions that receive platitudes of self, only as inaccurate truisms. From where it seems freedom to be myself lies not in acrimonious solitude, but in the contact of dreams or experience from myself to another. Vaguely does the dreamer aspire to mature from the dream and into a space that might dubiously be called reality. I say this to mean, do we ever truly know another from ourselves, or reality from the dream of consciousness, the dream of love, the dream of self, the dream of experience? We share in distinctly indivisible ways, yet seem thrust toward an exchange of such dreams without fully knowing why, or even to muster the consent. Am I only freely myself when I am bound to an understanding by some other individual? Faithful clarity imposed on a possible falsehood be called duality? Can I, as though inhaling air, take within me the self of another without inerrant staining, where shared dreams becomes a putrefaction and concealment of all that's left within our being? I seem not to be beginning, nor do I seem to be ending. Liminal as an I that is defined by both myself and others, whether I want it to be or not. But in consciously partaking in this narrative communication, this invariable marriage of humanity to define self and selves, with eyes not riven with compulsion, deceit, contempt, or resentment, but with the faith that dreams are meant to be shared, as such to discern this world as a cohesive reality, even if it's ultimately only a shared dream. Perhaps that's where the discernment of freedom from illusion really lies, within this concerning affect of shared individuation, maybe a mere dream, maybe a necessary truth that is revealed as self. Thank you.
Yo, Messiah, that shit was dope. Yo, both of y'all, I
Yeah,
love that new piece
Messiah.
of everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Messiah Payne.
Messiah
Woo!
Payne.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
What a
That was
way.
That's
nuts.
Let's
that's
go.
beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Uh, Have you heard Kazi's one where he does the whole me and I? Like it would, I think it would flow really good with that I poem you just wrote there. Like I'm gonna have Kazi send it to you because I
Right.
think because yeah, it's like it's on that same like that same tip, right? Like yo, that shit was dope, man. I fucking love you, Messiah. Yo, and I had such a great time conversing with you. I'm looking forward to get you on the podcast soon. We're gonna be starting recording episodes here soon and posting them, within the next month or two. So yeah, brother, just thanks for coming through and sharing your beautiful words with us, man. We appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, coming up next on the list, we got Alex Fong. Alex, you there with the graduation bear? Congratulations,
Yes,
11
I had this
years.
PCC. I had this PCC bear for 11 years already. That's so cool. And then Mr. Bear, in my family, we believe in Mr. Bear. Like I wake up, be good like Mr. Bear, and then I go to sleep, and I dream about Mr. Bear, and that's why I'm a very good boy. Thank you, Mr. Bear. Okay, so let's do this poetry inspired by the classic Best Picture winner Rebecca from 1940. Okay, hauntingly beautiful spirit. The spirit of Rebecca, filled with timeless suspense, told through sheer elegance and language full of eloquence. And even if there is spookiness that surrounds that seminal tale, hail Alfred Hitchcock for directing a masterpiece that has stood the test of time with a hauntingly beautiful story that many have also read. And remember that turning off the lights is purely optional before heading out to bed. Second poem. Ghostly real estate. Haunted house. Mousy wife. Living spirit after life. Dearly departed, you're not completely broken-hearted, and let the winter melt towards spring while making use of anything to make Rebecca a heroine for all time in a haunting love story that's definitely sublime, full of suspense and drama, achieved through the power of cinema. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, drop that link for your reviewers page there. So if y'all want to know what the good movies are, follow Alex. Yeah, like he's a cinema freak. So yeah, if y'all want to find out what the best movies are and read some great reviews, definitely follow Alex Fong there, his on his movie review page. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Mr. Barrett. Everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for Alex Fong.
We love
Alex.
you, Alex.
Actually,
Happy
for my
anniversary of
movie
your
reviews,
graduation.
Happy
oh,
anniversary.
for my movie reviews,
Congratulations.
I actually stopped it for a while, but I actually did like I do like the classic movies because I do things like Gone with the Wind and stuff like that. So I don't review current ones. I did the history of Hollywood, so to speak, but I just covered a lot of ground over so many years. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you should start definitely reviewing some newer ones. I want to see your review on everything, everywhere, all at once. I would love to read the review that you give to that movie. We were talking about it earlier.
It's movie booster.
Magus,
The editor's name is Zach. Yeah, thank
yeah,
you.
fat. Thank you so much, Alex. We love you. Thank you for coming through. We love you, Mr. Bear. Coming up next on the mic, we've got the host of the Monday Night Chaos Magic, featured here on Open Minds. Same room, almost the same time. Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys are there. It's amazing stuff. He had the brilliant idea of let's do an original and a cover. So it's cool. You get like double the poetry. Like you get to hear what some of your favorite poets' words come out of some of your favorite poets' mouths. And like it really shows how much the lyrics and the performance and all that like really hold true to themselves, you know? And it's cool hearing other people's take on your written word, right? So I'd recommend y'all show up there every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Gustav, you've been like a brother to me since day one. I've known you for like 2 years since this thing started. Um, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it, brother.
Hey, Thomas. Hey, Catalyst. Hey, beloved poets. I have two pieces tonight I'm excited to share with you. One is an original and one is a cover. So let's go. This is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is a big title for a big little film about the multiverse. Creative, challenging, chaotic, like free verse. This movie is the everything bagel. It has it all. The best film of 2022 is what I call Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. See it now. I guarantee you, you will say, wow, from family quarrels to an all-out dildo brawl against Jobu Tupaki, agent of pure chaos, who sees all and knows all amidst infinite branching universes exponential. Evelyn, our hero, lives up to her ultimate potential. It doesn't make any sense, then the less sense it makes, the better. Hail Bagel! This film is a true love letter to the power of redemption and change, a better look at the multiverse than Doctor Strange. In this indifferent universe, nothing matters except every single moment in time. When we fight for life, it can be sublime. Even this cookie can be kung fu. So many lines in this movie ring true. It knows what makes life tick, profound in the slapstick. Everything, everywhere, all at once is the moviest. A film you will love. It is the grooviest. There we go. That was for you, Thomas. And my second piece is by David Byrne, Brian Eno, and the Talking Heads. It's called Seen and Not Seen off the incredible Remain in Light album. He would see faces in movies, on TV, in magazines, and in books. He thought that some of these faces might be right for him. And through the years, by keeping an ideal facial structure fixed in his mind, or somewhere in the back of his mind, that he might, by force of will, cause his face to approach those of his ideal. The change would be very subtle. It might take 10 years or so. Gradually, his face would change its shape, a more hooked nose, wider, thinner lips, beady eyes, a larger forehead. He imagined that this was an ability he shared with most other people. They had also molded their faces according to some ideal. Maybe they imagined that their new face would better suit their personality, or maybe they imagined that their personality would be forced to change to fit the new appearance. And this is why first impressions are often correct. Although some people might have made mistakes, they might have arrived at an appearance that bears no relationship to them. They may have picked an ideal appearance based on some childish whim or momentary impulse. Some may have gotten halfway there and then change their minds. He wonders if he too might have made a similar mistake. Thank you. I love you all.
Yo, that cover was dope. That sounded like something you would write too. Like that's so in your wheelhouse, man. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for the Magus, Gustav
Yeah,
Sallas.
Woo!
Gustav. Yeah.
Yes,
Love
yes,
you.
woo! Yes, thank you.
And again, we're promoting it tonight, I guess. That everything, everywhere, all at once. Y'all make sure you watch it. It is a phenomenal movie. Oh, definitely. Thank you so much, Gustav. Coming up next, is someone y'all may not know too well. But you see her here every week, sitting in the background, sending love, all this. And she's got a poem to share for us tonight. It's my beautiful mother, Deborah Ann Webster Shutt, aka DAWS. Mama, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Thomas. And beautiful poets, this is for you. It's short, but I'll add to it later. It's called Toilet Paper Roll, No Tears on the Pillow. Right. Hang on. I sit here in space and time with tears on my face, with toilet paper roll, no tears on the pillow. My day melts into night of dreams of terror. I wake in my bed with toilet paper rolled, no tears on the pillow. The pain in my heart is trumped by the love in my heart, the knowing of my soul, and the beautiful pictures of my life. Come, now see how I cry. Toilet paper roll, no tears on the pillow. The DAWS.
Yeah, you definitely have to
Make it
y-
longer.
yeah, for sure. Yo, we want to
Oh, I
hear more.
loved
We
it.
love you, Ma. Everybody,
Hi,
unmute
Maddie.
yourselves. Give it up for my Mama Dukes, the woman that made me,
I love
dog.
that poem. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you
That was
very much.
awesome. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Ma, for sharing. Yeah, and I hope you write more and write more to that. I'm the son of a poet. There you go. You was all excited about being the mother, but well, I'm the son of a poet, so. But, um, thank you so much, Mama. We love you. We love all the support that you show to all the artists here, and yeah, keep writing, stay inspired. We love you. Um, Coming up next here, we got my boy Jackson Riley up in here. Hey, Jackson, you got some fantastic words for us. I know you've been rapping and writing rhymes and tearing up the paper, melting pens. What you got for us, man? Can you bless us, friend?
I'm gonna try. This is something I wrote about a month ago called We of the Storm. While wailing, weightless, teetering, helter-skelter, out of tune, awfully off-key, heel and kilter, engine pace edging out panting wheels, head over heels I fell, plumbed down the well, into a delightfully decadent deluge of delicious delusion. At my lowest point, I met a lovely lass, a lush in recovery, though I had recovered not from the store of sore lashings left behind by my lusciously lashed lust. I allowed love once more to from this pouting, powdered whore's ventricular spigot spring, and out a torrent poured. And for a moment, I entirely forgot that I had ever been hoisted overboard. Too late, coming to recognize my floundering. I examine my surroundings to feel only smooth stone and my anxiety compounding. From my teal eyes, tears spout as I realize there's no climbing out, and resigned not to go quietly, I ignite what's left of this half ounce. Couched comfortably now in the crotch of the fig tree, I've missed me. Don't take it to heart, please, if I tell you I'm not listening. I'm reminiscing on mincemeat. I don't mince words or repeat terms like a president. My precedent is innocent irrelevance, maintaining surface elegance. Leaking resin, I'm a wreck, attempting to mend what men did. Standoffish when you ask me not to act so offended. I've more to say, but I think it's time that my spirit has ascended and left my hapless cadaver turtled. I can hear my stomach curdle as every sentence becomes a hurdle far too generous to make verbal, and my je ne sais quoi is forgone for a series of senseless gurgles. I invite myself cordially to another swig of this cordial. 40,000 endorphins force my brain to forget that I'm still mortal. As the days pass, waves crash, repainting the cliffs of Dover. If a strong diver is to survive the tide, he might have to do so sober. So, please heed, I'm in dire need of a shoe-in for a sailor. I'm a head-in for the oven, easy baked within a brazier. I'll throw a tenor in if you tremble at the tiny Tim soprano when my bleeding fingers penetrate the ivory piano, but a tantrum if you punctuate my tender timbre's tempo. I've bottled too much rage to be upstaged now by a chemical falsetto. A boy's a gun, but a humble tongue conceals the steel knife of a wid waif who's waved off Sunday wafers from a past life in the form of an ink pen manufacturing confections more arresting than the fair sex's vivisected pink erection during seatbelt shenanigans fueled by car seat carcinogens. Elegies for prophylactics, what I'd give to be a kid again. Ignorant of prejudice presiding through presidential predispositions, red bats and white caps serve blue-eyed depositions, Hilton Head Hamptons torching rainbow coalitions, cardboard masculinity to the nunnery or the kitchen. The winning party gets to pencil in the silver sin of Benjamin. So don't you dare pretend I'm crazy for seeking respite and adrenaline. Thank you.
God damn. Jackson, that shit was so dope, man. I love your lexicon of words and the way that you weave them together, man. Like I'm so glad too that you work with Kazi and y'all working on something too, cause like y'all are on some next level with these vernacular, like setups and the way that the word choice, you know what I mean? And then the way you roll them out, man, is just amazing. Um, I would tell everyone to unmute themselves and give it up for you, but I would prefer if you unmute and gave us another poem first. If you got one, no pressure. If you don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to an oldie, but a goodie. I think several people in here have heard this, but there are plenty of people in here who haven't. So it's one that I'm continually refining. And yeah, this is called Abstract Lithium Factory. Sometimes cigars are just cigars, like Freud said. A boy turned man still sleeping in mom's bed. Sometimes I pine over the fact that I'm not dead. I'm well read, educated, full of enough cred, abilities to command synthetic symmetry. It's humbling, the essential part of me nobody likes to see. When it rears its head, everyone is an enemy. They're full of enmity. The animus is on a CD that looms on loop in the back of my brain electronically. I'm hopelessly paralyzed. I know there's something wrong with the way I feel about everything. I plead, what is wrong with me? Blaring siren peal repeals all rationality. Can I hope for change? And is it fixable? This part of me, the play's the thing, and I always hate not knowing how to be. I'm sentient, fully aware, and beginning to see exactly how I smile and wave to hide misplaced anxiety. I shouldn't be around other people. I'm a flight risk, subtly climbing in their head and hiding there like a benign cyst. It's devilish. I'm charming, but I'm also selfish. If I sell fish, I'm fishing my hand in the charity jar for $1.06. Why should they get it anyway when they don't pay rent? I've given enough to hospitals. At this point, it's ridiculous that I should break my back just to piss away my hard-earned bucks to this. I have a sixth sense that says I shouldn't give my 6 cents to sick kids. My neurons fire across crisscrossed lattices. I follow up cogent thought with non sequitur tangents. It's uncanny how I link things and expect others to manage or even fathom the fathoms deep hair holes of a mind manic. But here I go again, so why don't you all take a pass at stepping a beat inside my head as I step through the looking glass? I'm not a rapper, I'm a poet. I'm a word adapter, a hapless addict to rapping seamless syntax that doesn't tatter, but never sees the light of day. It's lightning that I'm after as I seize the swirling seas in my head comprised of idle chatter. I seldom canter, I air pedantic. I'm after a calling beyond a spot in the echo chambers of mindless chowder. Let's right away cut to the lean soul and write rhymes fatter than mad lads leaping high off of tall ladders, their ankles shattered. All this style without substance contains no heart, no candor. It's by and large the same, empty drivel passing for witty banter. If I could dribble just a moment on this tangent matter, rhyming for the sake of style proves no easy endeavor, but only with the touch of a deft hand, light as a feather, may it come together all at the very end, and for that be better. But even the best distractions must retire. When the thrill is gone, life returns with a tire iron. I'm convinced that in a past go, I must have played with fire and stoked the ire of a being higher than I after inhaling a rail of barbed wire. The bump leaves me elated. Glory, sings the choir. It has its eyes on me, but I'm too goddamn tired. My vision narrows and I can't seem to sire a plan to emerge victorious from the quagmire. What can I say? Self-amnesty is hard for me. In my shoddy packaging, grace came hardly. I was dropped a drop on the doorstep of a house party where I graced a happy home, a most unfortunate adoptee. What's the point of getting good things given heartily when for some non-inchoate part of me, my success is not what it wants to see? I've lost morale before, but these wounds bleed mortally. I'm morally opposed to not stopping the problem, but the problem's me. Hello, how are you? I'm pleased to meet you so cordially. You can call me Icarus. Please avail yourself of my canopy. From my perch, I view the ground with utter apathy. Colors and shapes I cannot relate to threaten my sanity. I'm not really a part of this world, only partially. Insofar as my being here without any sincerity can seriously be considered as more than anomaly, and verily, is he a waste of imparity, he who cares nothing for his own posterity? I've given myself too many reasons for new austerity. My own polarity pollutes my life with too much severity, self-barbarity of endless temerity and asperity. Hospice can provide me no care. I mean, this is verity. If this is really it for me, there's no angularity. I understand the decision to seize my cellularity. And if things do go that way, I can tender meager clarity in the form of 4 more pseudo-sonnets offered voluntarily. Thank you.
The efforts of more pseudo sonnets offered voluntarily. Bro, you are so dope. I love you, Jackson. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Jackson Riley.
That was fucking awesome.
Wow. Fantastic read, man.
Yeah, those are both amazing.
Fuck yeah, brother. All right. So that's the last on the bit for the open mics. Coming up next, we're gonna have our feature. Let me go ahead. And Alma just showed up in time. Welcome, Alma. I will add you to the end of the list here. You showed up just in time. That's coming up next. We got Andre Reyes. You know, he's been many things in the 33 years on planet Earth. A wrestler, photographer, documentarian, gamer, cosplayer, event coordinator, sound editor, digital designer, roadie, someone that knows you and me. But above all, an artist at heart. In 2011, Reyes was the founder and sole publisher of the UNH Manchester's first student-based publication and creative arts magazine, The Ink Blot. 1 year later, Reyes would have a monthly episodic open mic on campus, along with the benefit concerts every semester. In 2023, Dre Rey came back into the scene with the release of his debut chapbook, Imposter Syndrome, and later established the one online poetry slam open mic, The Slam Jam, in cooperation with Open Minds Open Mic, in hopes of creating a stronger sense of community within the slam world. Coming up, not this Saturday, next Saturday, May 11th. Life is like a box of chocolates, and so is Ray J's poetry. So buckle up, buckaroos. Come along and ride on a fantastic voyage. If y'all could just do me a favor, unmute yourselves and give all the love you got for Dre Rey.
Get after it, Dre.
Dre, yes.
Woo, 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 woo.
Y'all didn't forget about Dre this time, right? Anyway, it's me. It's me. It's that D-O-double-G, the D-R-E, about to spit some poetry on this MIC. Yeah. So let's get this shindig started. I'm going to lead off with a pipe bomb. In someone else's hands, this may just be a microphone, but in my hands, this is a pipe bomb. As you sit as uncomfortably, as you sit as comfortably as you possibly can be, I want you to listen to me because I have a lot of things to get off my chest. Life is like professional wrestling. You may start off with a shine, but life has a way of cutting you off, pouring the heat on you while you try to fire back up, constantly in a seesaw battle of spiritual momentum. Life is the greatest act of improv we know. I put on act everywhere I go. After 12 years of wrestling in front of crowds, I've become an expert on working the crowd. My happy disposition is a false advertisement. I may look like I am made of oak, but inside I am a weeping willow. With every breath I take, I exhale an apocalypse. I may look like someone who has their shit together, but heaven knows I am miserable now, feeling spiritual erosion in the area of this weird throbby thing in my chest. I don't know why people say to listen to that weird throbby thing in your chest as if it was some kind of oracle or compass of the soul. They didn't tell y'all that weird throbby thing in your chest is nothing but a muscle that pumps blood throughout the body, and not some kind of magical Chinese cookie that we crack again and again as we search for answers that we are better left answered, but that are better left unanswered, borderline in the realm of insanity, expecting a different result every time. They didn't tell y'all that weird throbby thing in your chest corrupts the mind and all sense of logic. That thing is a trolling piece of shit liar. If I had a dime for every time I had my heart on the line and come up empty-handed, I would have a whole bunch of dimes. enough dimes to fill up a sock and go hunting with, enough dimes to furnish a mansion with, enough dimes to fill up the Grand Canyon. Well, hypothetically, of course. Assuming I could possibly be a billionaire with the right guidance in Bitcoin, then cash out all that out in dimes, then load up the dimes into confetti cannons and make it hail all over me like I am some kind of self-pain making rainmaker. When it comes to falling shorts, I stand tall, dwarfing giants. I am the best in the world. If heartbreak was a sports, I'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer, voted in unanimously by the pity committee, and I would have a personalized statue of me next to a statue of Mr. T, only for the sole purpose to demonstrate Mr. T effectively pitying a fool, for educational and motivational purposes, to instruct y'all to stay on the right path, or you'll end up like me. Please don't pity me. I'm Mr. T. On second thought, I might even make it on a textbook, and a whole new generation can learn and prevent themselves from making the same mistakes that made me the clown prince of childhood and adulthood through mass distribution to every elementary school worldwide, teaching them early. I guess that's cool, right? Teaching the future to not be quite the fuck up that I am, right? Preventing more versions of me so that they can have a better quality of life, right? Isn't that noble, America? Do I have your attention now? Who's keeping score? Fuck you, Baltimore. Wait. I don't know why I just said that, but it felt good to just say that. Kind of like any impulse decision I make, which is pretty much all the decisions I make. Could someone please hack into my mind and shut the damn thing off? I'm surprised my wallet hasn't pulled out a Glock on me and turned off the safety lock that or bitch slapped me smart to stop me from making any more tragedies. And for the record, I have nothing against Baltimore. I love the Ravens, and Camden Yards holds a special place in my heart. However, thank you, ADHD, for straying me away from the point of this disclosure. I gave no consent to be living here. And at times, I wish I was brave enough to give myself consent to end it. However, this is not how I'm going to finish my story. There is so much more to life that hasn't been experienced yet. So many chapters to be written, so many memories to be had, hopefully some positive ones. Therefore, I am compelled to endure the gauntlet and see what kind of mutation I become. Yeah, I want to drown in the ooze that birthed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and kick ass and eat pizza every day. Admit it. That sounds so fucking awesome. That was actually a wish I've had since I was 3 years old. The idea of not being human had such a strong level of attraction for me back then and still does today. If you were looking to get advice from me, please don't. Unless you're into spiritual sadism. Don't worry, I don't kink shame. I can relate. On second thoughts, maybe I can teach y'all a thing or two on how it's like to shut off your emotions after self-inflicted wounds to the spirits. Like, what do you do when your heart has been through enough malice that makes you emotionally calloused, and most importantly, what to do and what not to do when coping with unrequited feelings and how to properly dispose of them. If life was a dance floor, I wouldn't know what to do because nothing feels right. This isn't my vibe. I don't want to be on this dance floor anymore. My feet have lost the rhythm and the heart to do so. You will learn a lot from me. Maybe so much that I can be a damn professor, a PhD in emotional catastrophe. I can have students break the internet enrolling for my classes due to popular demand. I can tour the world and give TED Talks, getting rave reviews from audiences worldwide, establish enough income to seclude myself from society in record time as if I was having a Kickstarter for loneliness. All this pain was worth it. I guess. Maybe we can scrap that crypto scheme, but you never know. Let's exploit pain into profit, just like professional wrestling. Holy moly, holy shit. Holy donkey dick fuck. What a masterpiece. I'm surprised this wasn't some wicked poem, some wicked awesome scheme that wasn't in some Red and Stimpy episode. But The Simpsons probably did it. Excuse me. I'm getting word now from my contacts located in South Park, Colorado, that The Simpsons, in fact, did it. Of course, no one can be original anymore. So we try. Anyways, if this money-making scheme works, I don't just spend 10 years working a nonprofit job to erase my student loan debt. I just gotta figure out a way to relay my hurt into healing and make it rain from a world of pain. Call me Rainmaker of Wisdom. I don't have to open up a flea market consisting of a pile of empty Mrs. Butterworth jars, all the commemorative fast food chain glasses and cups I've accumulated over the past 62 years, and my finely crafted trinkets made of glued together plywood, burlap, driftwood, and shells. I'll explain the time travel another day. I've laughed so hard in the face of adversity, I puked my brains out like a college jock fuckboy who couldn't handle their drink. I have done the gritty through the baptism of fire and did the worm with floors covered in the shattered glass of my broken dreams, loving every millisecond of the pain because it reminds me if I can bleed, I can feel. And if I can feel, I can heal. I have spat in the face of God while punching Satan in the stupid face and kicking Wolfman in the nards. All this pain and trauma clearly affected more than my memory. Perhaps the ability to read vibes because I am illiterate as fuck and can't afford higher education. Perhaps the ability to feel pain and mistaking it for pleasure. Regardless, I don't recognize myself anymore. I either turned into a vampire or a John Cena because I can't see myself in my own reflection. I will eventually get that back and hopefully see myself in a different light. The only function I know now is go, and that is how I keep pushing on and not fading to black. I didn't go through the limbo line at Hell's Gate for fun. I came for the experience. To remind me to no good, I had to go through a whole lot of bad. Thinking at the end, I would be gracious for the brief commercial breaks of life's dull programming that I wish I could unsubscribe from. My current mindset reminds me way too much of Mick Foley after an extensive career in deathmatch wrestling. I am beaten, battered, and scarred, but I will find a way to take more of a licking and keep on ticking and say, have a nice day with a fake ass smile on my face. I'm used to that retail life. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I know how to hide it all in. Again, I have plenty of experience performing the in and out of the ring. I have a Timex mindset that goes harder than a diamond mine. This is the only way I know how to survive. Under any means necessary. Power to the people and power to the feeble. Shout out to Melvin Van Peebles, because I'm going to sing my own badass song. Call me Sweetback, motherfucker. Somehow, some way, I'll overcome whatever pain that comes my way. Yeah, I guess the point of all this is to simply convey that this is not a cry for help. I don't want any pity, only harsh reality I need to embrace in the fashion of a mother towards a newborn. Life is the strangest story we know. Don't be like me. I'm not okay. Trying to be resilient. I'm trying to be better. And lastly, I'm sorry. Poem. So that's that first poem. Yeah. So let's dip into this other one here. Kind of a nice bridge from that, whatever that was. Okay, this one's called The Disaster Artist. Hey, yo. Sorry that I've been gone. Sorry I haven't reached out, but you probably didn't notice. I've been keeping a long ass Godzilla nap. No dirt naps, deep blue naps. Atomic nightmare laying undisturbed in the bottom of the sea of despair. Uranium and plutonium spilling into the depths of my soul. Eroding and corroding my vessel with breakneck precision and heartbreak speed. Feeding myself to my own funeral pyre, enduring so much pain in this realm that I can no longer recall pleasure. Call me the walking dead. I'm a ghost wherever I may roam. I don't mind it anymore. Life has taught me to value solitude more than the company of another after being underestimated and overseen. From the moment I was bazooka shot into this life, in this city, in this state, in this country, in this time, if I can go unnoticed in public, I consider that a blessing. Less opportunity to feel uncomfortable, less opportunity to make someone else uncomfortable, less opportunity to feel pain. But I constantly feel pain. So what's the point? I've been reckless with my feelings, triumphantly failing to keep myself in check. Kamikaze nose diving into the wood chipper, crashing and burning, made into an art form. The disaster artist with his finest disaster piece. Unrequited love, an 8x10 frame. Home is where I want to be. I can no longer bear this loss. I feel numb, born with a weak heart. I guess I should be getting lost. The less we say about it, the better. I'll pretend that we get along. Shattered in the hearts, wanting to hide. I say it's okay. Nothing's wrong. Nothing. It's messed up my mind. This sense of true love is a lie. And you're sitting here beside me, and I'm dreading the passing of time. Never relieved, always awkward. I'll dump the trash and say goodnight, say goodbye. Home. Sorry for the sad start, but I promise it gets better. That's what I am going to try to do, but we'll get there. This next piece.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Don't
This
ever
next,
apologize for emotion, man. You know, it's a journey, brother. I'm loving it.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a voyage. Here we go. Speaking of voyage, let me get myself out of New Hampshire. Here's I don't belong in New Hampshire. I don't belong to a state that has always treated me differently from birth to today. I don't belong to a state that placed me in a special reading group in elementary school because I lived in a home with Spanish speaking parents. I guess if you're brown, to them, you don't speak English. I don't belong in a state that allows under the table corruption to ruin my chance of becoming student council president. I don't belong to a state that denied my deceased best friend his graduation diploma despite having paperwork that proved his intents to graduate. I don't belong to a state that allows their employer to write me up for something I didn't say, but more so the way I looked. A victim of not having the complexion for the protection. I don't belong to a state who gave all their electoral votes to Hillary Clinton when Bernie Sanders soundly defeated her in 2016 and still demands the first in the nation a presidential primary election because it's the only claim to fame because that damn old man fell off a mountain. I don't belong to a state who allowed Bob Baines and others to rid the states of higher education, art schools, and institutions. I don't belong to a state that makes it impossible to secure decent mental health care for any Medicare and Medicaid members. I don't belong to a state that doesn't care about fairness, art, mental health, and homelessness. I don't belong to a state that allows police to send two canine units and intends to sniff out drugs several times, only to find absolutely nothing in a Latino man's car in my parking lot. I don't belong to a state that simply doesn't give a fuck about me and my well being. I don't belong to a state that doesn't have a single cheesecake factory location. I don't belong to a state where I am guilty without trial. I don't belong to a state that's never felt like home. Home. All right. So we got the frustration out of the way. Okay, let's breathe. Let's drink some juice. Now we're gonna have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna talk about one of my pleasures, my passions in life. We're gonna talk about wrestling. Here's slam poetry in motion. One of the coolest things about cosplay is that any day could be like Halloween. Well, minus the candy. It is fun to be passionate about your passions, to be able to express that in a character you connect with from your favorite show, movie, or book. It is fun to be in a massive room full of passionate people who are passionate about their passions. And we are all coexisting in so much passion. Passionate people often get mislabeled as geeks, nerds, or losers. But the only losers are the ones who go without passion in their life. Passion is the blood of life that flows through the veins of our spirit, the fluid that fuels the vessel to destinations beyond our wildest dreams. Without passion, there would be no art. And without art, Earth would just be eh. Before any of y'all go out of your way and shame anyone for liking something you don't understand, remember that you may have some passions too. Some things that others may say you're nerdy about. You dig? With that said, I guess you can call me a pro wrestling nerd. Before picking the friend you will phone when you compete on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, first off, you got to know your odds when stumped with a random professional wrestling question. Normally, you have a 25% chance at getting the question correct. But when you phone a friend, you may have a 33 and 1/3 best chance. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So phoning me will give you a 141 and 2/3 chance at winning. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster. The host, Paula, if you hear me, hashtag Steiner Matt. With the fandom comes 12 years of in-ring experience performing in front of crowds throughout New England, knowing the network that weaves together matches like a patchwork blanket that depicts a story of good versus evil. And I've seen both the good and evil in the world of wrestling. Spoiler alert, politics ruin the fun. Who would have known? At times, egos swell like lumps from bad bumps, rigging storylines to inflate their championship win totals. At the end of the day, it's nothing but a mere prop for a physical stage play. And in a way, you can say that the squared circle is the stage for slam poetry in motion, where the wrestlers are poets cosplaying, pouring their blood, sweat, and tears onto the stage for your entertainment, for our entertainment, to distract ourselves from reality for maybe 1, 2, 3 hours, where life can be bigger than life itself. Poem. All right. Now, we talked about the nice, joyous stuff about wrestling. Time to get to the dark side of wrestling. So this piece here was crafted in inspiration of having played some Resident Evil games and stumbling upon these journal entries that depicts a descent of madness. And combine that with a passion of mine, wrestling, knowing the story of the double murder suicide of Chris Benoit and his family of 2007. So I kind of like put myself in the perspective of Chris Benoit and putting into, 3 journal entries of key moments of his life. So with that said, this is called Crossface. And for the record, I am not promoting the man whatsoever. This is just an exercise to test my creative ability. So here it is, Crossface. Monday, March 15th, 2004. I never knew how I would feel winning the big gold in the main event of WrestleMania 20 last. What an adrenaline rush it was, feeling energy of a hot, sold-out Madison Square Garden, a prestigious mecca of sports events, where some of the biggest bouts and moments in pro wrestling history have taken place. Looking back now, that match felt like a blur, except for the finish, as if linear time fucked itself. Paul did such a great job milking that submission, and his timing with the tap out was spot on. The moments the ref called for the bell, I was overcome with so much emotion. For nearly 20 years, I've busted my ass all over the world trying to master my crafts, making a decent living, and worked with some of the greatest of all time. Not everyone gets to be world heavyweight champion. Not everyone gets to be in the main event of WrestleMania. At one point after my neck surgery in 2001, I thought that these may be just nothing but vivid pipe dreams. Feeling down, taking it out on the people I love, but somehow kept at it and made the best of whatever was given to me. Although what we do may be predetermined, I know I've earned my spot in this company and in this industry. When I was given the belt and had my arm raised, the effects of the match started kicking a tad. But with that crowd, the electricity powered me through to pose with the belt at a corner. Completely caught unaware, my brother in life, Eddie, was waiting for me to turn around where we would embrace with our world championships in a downpour of confetti. But what capped it off that night was being able to share this moment with Nancy and Danny Boy in the ring. Last year or so has been hell for us, mainly my fault. I feel like what has happened last night may have been my redemption. I want to stay on that path. Thursday, November 17th, 2005. I still can't believe you're gone, Eddie. Even after watching your casket descend 6 feet under, misty-eyed and utterly heartbroken. You were the closest to a blood brother I ever had. I knew whenever I was in the ring with you, I could trust my life in your capable hands. Eddie, you've been a big help in keeping me in check, the best support system when I'm having issues with my family, but I gotta tough this out somehow. The show must go on, as they say. However, I still feel bad for knocking you out that one time in Japan with a kick. At the same time, if it wasn't for that kick, I wouldn't have gotten to know my best friend in this business and in life. Karma and irony has bit my ass hard, as I have been plagued by head injuries throughout my career, mostly my fault. There's something about that diving headbutt that feels so good when my body soars in the air like Dynamite Kid, and when it hits the mat, regardless if I hit my target or not, shit happens. This rush cannot be explained. There's something about bumping that feels oddly therapeutic. Either that or the painkillers and HDH have doing a number on me. I don't know. Maybe Nancy was right. Maybe something is wrong with me. I've been feeling so detached and so pained, and it feels like I have no in the locker room to console me. It's been less than a week, but I can't imagine being able to fill this hole in my life or for anyone to take the role of best friend at any point. You saved my marriage. I just wish I could have saved you, amigo. Sunday, June 24th, 2007. Nancy and Danny Boy are dead. I told them that they were sick with food poisoning, that Nancy was vomiting blood, that Danny Boy too was vomiting, that I would meet up with Chavo in Houston upon arrival. I've tried to fix this, but nothing is working. I've tried researching the story of Elijah, the resurrection of a young boy. I tried prayer and left copies of the Holy Bible next to them. Resurrecting lives is not the same as resurrecting careers. I don't know what to do. I just texted Chavo and a few others my address and that the dogs are in the enclosed pool area and the back door is open. There is only one way to fix this. I found out the quickest and most painless way to leave this earth. I fucked up, Eddie. Forgive me, God. I have sinned. I will see you soon. Poem. So there's that. Now to steer this into a different direction, and drink some juice. Is everybody doing okay? We going? We're doing good? All right. So these next two pieces, I am just gonna have a little fun revisiting a concept of 90s Nickelodeon characters writing letters to each other. So I'm gonna go with this one here first. It's called Pigeon Man Writes to Arnold. For years, I have dried the tears of many birds, not just pigeons. I have a spiritual bonds with nature's aviators. They understand me, and I understand them. It's people I can't understand. Humanity has bit too much, more often it could chew, for Mother Nature's eternally sacrificing and giving hands. It hurts me to see the way people hurt each other, the way hurt people, the way we all hurt. It's a shame how the rest of the plant suffers because of so much hurt. Humanity needs to learn and apply the lesson of turning negatives into positives, opposed to combating negatives with negatives, but I digress. As I flew towards the sun, I felt as if I was chasing the horizon forever. Arnold, life is so much different when your head is in the clouds. Everything feels so much smaller. You, me, the troubles that we face, the world, and everything in it. Despite of all the things I've seen, the places I've been to, the birds I have befriended, I haven't been able to meet another Arnold. Your kindness is a mighty flame that brings warmth and light to anyone who comes close enough. Empathy is an ability that is becoming lost in time. And my time is coming to an end. Arnold, don't be sad. I am but a man whose head is in the clouds, but you have time on your side to be the link that binds human and bird together. Never give up. Trust your instincts and reach for the sky. I miss you. Warm regards, Vincent. P.S. Always wash your berries before eating them and fly towards the sun. Poem. Now we're going to jump into another one that people have enjoyed. Chucky Finster writes to his mom. Today, you are 55 years old. Happy birthday, Mom. Recently, my best friend Tommy had to go through something difficult. His grandpa Lou died and has been taking it hard. He has come seeking to me support, but it is hard to fully understand what he is going through. He probably thinks I know what it's like to lose a family member, but you taught me early on that you're with me wherever I go. The only experience I have with death is the time I made friends with a bug named Melville. Don't ask me how I remember it, but it's a vivid memory, almost like a cartoon. You taught me early on where I will always find you and where I have you. Every time a gentle wind blows and caresses me, that is your hand on my face. Every time I get tired playing outside in the summer heat, I seek the shade that the trees make, for I know that is where I will feel your sheltering embrace. Every time I look in the mirror and see the constellation of new freckles on my cheeks, I think that was you, the sun tickling me all my life. He always known how to make me smile. Every time it rains, I step outside and lay in the long grass to be held tight by you as happiness soaks me in the tears of your joy. The older I get, the less afraid I become because I know you're always here with me. I just wish I can be there for Tommy now. Although you're always with me, I often wonder how you'd be as a human being, how bedtime stories or lullabies would have sounded in your voice, what it would have felt to have held your hand. The closest to have been to holding your hand is whenever I use your gardening tools to plant orange daisies every year, just so I can see your hair blow in the breeze in the form of flower petals. You, thank you for the world you have given me. I love you. Forever with you, your little Chucky. P.S. Dad says hi. He loves you and that he will see you soon. Poem. All right. I got like 3 more poems. Is that cool? I'm going to take that as a yes. I didn't check. All right. So,
I like your poems.
thank you.
Have my thumbs up. You just couldn't
I had
see it, I
I had
guess.
those
Yeah.
shows when I was a kid. Yeah.
Everyone's got their thumbs up. We want more.
Awesome. All right. So this next piece is going to be a little bit of a fun one. I've been playing around with some persona pieces lately of wrestlers, and this is a new one. I just imagined, what if Jeff Hardy were to like go into a Chinese restaurant and wreck shit. So if you don't know Jeff Hardy, check him out. He's a crazy motherfucker from around the way. But anyway, this is a piece I like to call Wonton Bomb. Man, it feels to be good. Man, it feels good to be back in China Garden. Cameron, North Carolina may be my hometown, but China Garden is my true home, sacred ground for my soul. Living in the moment will never be my downfall here. It has and forever will be my salvation. From teriyaki chicken to lo mein, fried rice to dumplings, spring rolls to crab rangoon, China Garden has it all to feed my appetite for destruction. I cannot wait to get my hands on some wonton because that is bomb as hell with literally anything. We don't have enough time to describe myself. Let's just say wonton turns me into a whole different monster, kind of like what happens when Bruce Banner when he hulks up. But instead of getting super bulked, I turn the environment around me into a reincarnation of one of my Daredevil matches. I feel alive and thrive while taking dives from huge heights, but figuratively and literally, both figuratively and literally, when it comes to Chinese food. Matt and I are the world tag team champs to wonton, and wonton is my adrenaline. I'll never forget the last time I went here back in Christmas 2016, back when my brother Matt was going through his broken phase. I was feeling a little reckless and figured to join in on the fun. Life's too short. Dressed lavishly in our broken garb, we passed through the entrance doors and went to the counter. The dude serving us looked worried at our broken condition, as Matt called it. Well, they should have been worried. They should have all been worried, actually. Him and the entire staff. They clearly didn't hear about us, and they were about to find out the hardy way. We were prepared to render the restaurants obsolete with the hope that our appetites would be deleted. I hyped myself for the first bites, and I knew that with my appetites, we were about to take things to the extreme. Oddly enough, I couldn't remember anything after the first bites. That initial crunch of wonton in my mouth was more satisfying than any crunch I've made in the ring, whether it be with my bones or tables, ladders, and chairs I had crashed through. What I do remember was truly a sight to behold. The dining area was absolutely wrecked. Broken tables, dented chairs, and two ladders near where we ate, with floors splattered with soy sauce, fried rice, and lo mein, with everybody else lying unconscious on the floor. As if that wasn't wild enough, Matt's fabled mower of lawns crashed through the entrance, and his brother-in-law Benjamin furiously breaking every fortune cookie in the driver's seat. My body felt as wrecked as the restaurants for some reason as I picked myself up, crawling up to the counter where Matt was merrily stuffing his face with so much crab rangoon in his gullet, it looks like he was foaming at the mouth. Brother Nero, I knew you'd come. The Garden of China has been met with its final deletion, and I wouldn't have completed this wonderful task without you. Matt then removed himself from the counter and bear hugged me, and damn, I felt even more broken. As Matt drove us away in the mower of lawns, Matt's recollection of the event sounded like it was a fun time, man. If only we had the Dudleys involved. They always had that sweet hookup with tables, and I would have preferred to have gone through those tables instead of those compact pieces of shit. That part where Matt and I juked on top of the ladders after Matt and I took dives off the ladders onto a pile of wonton sounded really dope. I wish I could have recalled it. I tried asking for the security footage, but turns out the Hardy Boys are banned indefinitely after from setting foot or coming in contact with China Garden. But the time Matt and I rendered China Garden obsolete for a month has become a fun story to tell around Christmas time. Although I get strange and worried looks from family, I don't blame them. We haven't had Chinese food or Christmas dinner since then. As I approach the counter this time, it's much different. Time has passed, and it's my youngest daughter's birthday. And both our families will be celebrating together. Nothing is more extreme than my love for my family, and today I'll be living in the moment for her. Poem. Now, we were talking about Chinese food earlier. We're talking about crab rangoon, right? Boy, I got a treat for y'all. Here's Ode to Crab Rangoon. A little twist to it. In the voice of Gilbert Gottfried. Oh, Crab Rangoon! You fill me up with fulfillment when you're feeling face planted to the feel of my taste buds. Every time I have you inside my oral cavern, I cannot help but want to crush you. It with mice that lag my teeth and swallow you into my lips. Well, I enjoy feeling you disintegrate slowly under my pressure as you slide all the way down to the pit of my being. Oh, Crab Rangoon, you perfectly yet perfectly have you ever eaten one and not feel dopamine and serotonin flood every mini vessel in your being with the utmost sense of culinary nirvana? You are the Asian equivalent of Pringles. Once you pop, can't stop. In life, there should be only two universal defining periods: life before and after, accepting Crab Rangoon as your Lord, Savior, and demigod. Oh, Crab Rangoon, you miracle of life! If you were made in your original pure form, the pharmaceutical industry would cease to exist because you cure all. I'll never forget that one time I had that stomachache and you, with your crunchy exterior and your cheesy, creamy, crabby holiness. Oh, Crab Rangoon, you are the body of Christ. Your healing powers influenced me to start an underground street fighting club called Crab Rangoon Club, and guess what? The first rule of Crab Rangoon Club is that we definitely talk about Crab Rangoon Club. Crab Rangoon, the joy and despair of all. How they rewrote the history books. Oh, Crab Rangoon, every 80s power ballad and 70s adult film was inspired by you. Some way by your sexual white chocolate. Oh, Crab Rangoon, I am a goal for you, always have and always will. Poem. Woo! All right. So that was a poem. That was an experience. All right. Got one more for y'all. Thank you for the space, for the opportunity to share my art with y'all, and I hope this has been as joyous an experience for you as it has been for me. With that said, I'm gonna finish this set off with a slightly motivational piece, but also like a persona piece. This one is called "Follow the Buzzards." Mankind has struggled to answer one simple question: where do we go when we die. A man of science would have you believe that we just become one with the earth, nothing more. And a man of faith will view things in a much different perspective. But what about those like you and I? We're special. For us, there is no death. We live forever through our art. This is sanctuary, this stage, this microphone, this fleeting finite moment in time. Here, you and I will manifest all the power we will ever need to thrive in this dark world, to make passage towards our own salvation. I stand in front of you all tonight as a conqueror, as a revolutionary, as a man of 1,000 truths, as a survivor who has slumbered in the flames and laughed in the face of fear. I've found my way through the darkness and into the light with nothing more but limitless might. I am the color red in this world of black and white. Society has placed labels on me, for it is only human nature to put labels on things you do not understand. Labels, insults, numbers, ways to objectify the unknown, the unfamiliar, and the unwanted. I've been labeled many things. Unconventional, strange, misunderstood, outsider. But understand this, though, friend. Labels are nothing more than penniless words if you do not surrender any strength to them. And I, for one, will never surrender. Now I urge you all to drink in this moment, man. Drink it in like hot coffee. Wake up and look at this lie you're living in, man. Everything you think you know about your own lives is based upon lies. All of you wake up every morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, you coat makeup all over your beautiful faces because you didn't realize that you are just wearing the mask that society demands you to wear. It is a bottomless pit of lies. These false prophets plaster your hopes and dreams on a billboard. The days of the false prophets are over. I promise you today. I promise you tomorrow. I promise you up until my final breath that with the sword of my tongue, I will slay this mighty dragon and I will stand over his body and I will whisper into his ear, it is time to end this lie. When you die, come find me. I'll never be too hard to find. Just look up into the sky and follow the buzzards. Phuong. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yo, that shit was so dope, Dre. That you say the best for last truly on that. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Dre Rey.
Woo! Thank you for that. Thank you very much. Dre Rey. Woo-hoo!
That was the
Thank you
Dre.
again.
Where'd
Ray,
you
great
go?
set. Yeah, great
Yeah,
set.
that was so awesome. Your
Yeah.
words are so cool.
He just dropped the mic after that and dipped.
I'm still here. I'm still
Okay,
here.
I
I'm
was
just
like, wait,
catching a
like,
breather. That was fun. I hope it was fun for all y'all. again, I appreciate the opportunity to share my art with y'all. And
Yeah, nice Friday night. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Thank you so much for coming through. Tell us a little about what we got coming up here on May 11th.
all right, all right. So May 11th, we got this little fun thing called the Slam Jam coming back on. It is the one online poetry slam open mic. Almost sounds redundant, but let me elaborate. There hasn't been an online open mic that incorporates like poetry slam regulations, but instead of giving out scores, we're giving feedback. And that's something that is like sorely missing in the slam community.
Well, because
So
what do
we're
we
trying
say at
something
the
different.
mic? It's we're not here to prove anything. We're here to improve. And so we have different special guests, guest coach each week, and we're just here to improve. We're not trying to prove nothing. You're not winning. I think you're just gonna improve yourself and just learning from other people. You don't even have to read. Just show up, and it's an amazing show. Like,
And with that said, if I could direct everyone's attention to the meeting chat, you will see that I posted the return flyer of the Slam Jam next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to see our very own Alma Garcia kick ass and chew bubblegum, but there will be no bubblegum. All right. So it's a can't miss show. It's the resurgence, the revival, whatever you want to call it. It's bottom line, can't miss. Be there or be square.
definitely. Thank you again so much, man, for that feature. It was amazing. We're gonna keep the show rolling because we got quite a few wonderful poets. Maddie's tentative. She like jumped in right there and I'm jumped out against her. I don't know if we're losing her, but we're gonna keep her tentative. Coming up, round one continue. We got our feature last week, who just crushed it. If y'all didn't see it, yo, go on YouTube and watch it after this, or like tomorrow morning before you go to work, or whenever you want to hear a dope poetry set, because it was amazing. But yeah, Principe uh Guity Jr. If you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, brother, I would greatly appreciate it.
What we call untranslatable feelings. Nothing can explain away the feeling in my heart. Feeling bounce and balloon inside of me. Feeling creating elusive and untranslatable thought in me. My feelings in my heart spark flames. My feelings live vicariously through others as if they live in each other's hearts. Our perception of each other. At the end, at the mouth of our hearts, we swallow each other's word for dessert. May I soon understand, because I'm dying to know the untranslatable feelings. At the vertical, I'll read one more. It's called Hooked on Love. I self-medicate to feel good, temporarily healing my yearn for a 5 foot something. The feeling leave like a spirit leaves the body, dragging my eyes across the room as if she was on fire. Her touch glides smoothly across my body. She embodied the drug that I can't get enough of. A tug, a pull, a love that isn't meaning you. She's the main course, the best part. The hits I take, I want to drown in her Pacific Ocean eyes. If they, the hits I take, I want to drown in her Pacific Ocean eyes as they trace the soul behind me. We walk into the dawn of our love. We are love. We are one. Thank you.
Oh, I love the ending on that. Thank you. Everybody unmute yourself and give it up for Principe Guity Jr. We love you, brother.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all didn't see the feature last week, y'all definitely need to check it out. It's on YouTube. Coming up next, so we got old Cyrus. Old Cyrus, you around still? You got a poem for us, brother?
Peace, and love. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good, bro. You coming in clear?
Cool. I'm gonna start off a little light, and then we're gonna turn it up a little bit. This poem, I wrote it in around COVID time. It started with the palm kiss. She wished I granted to tropical coordinates. Passport sanction our arrival. She glows with effervescence. Palm trees sway while we parlay poolside. COVID made this place a ghost town. I'm appreciating the solitude. Hibiscus oils permeates our couple's massage, lowering inhibitions. Local band plays ancestral percussions. I nod Jermaine to D. Fruit assortments positioned on platter like chess pieces. I got this queen eating out of my hand. Checkmate. Our souls connect even before our bodies have. I marvel at this magnificent vessel laying before me. Heat-induced excretions magnifying perfect epiderma. Catamaran whisks us across foreign shores. Rum punches toast to prosperity. There's no sign of our last fight. Agua, white sands erases all blemishes. We're here to heal, leave the monotony behind. Aquatic therapy cohorts the backflip off the bow. I'm wild like that. She hesitates, then pin drops, holds her nose. We swam in harmony like synchronized swimmers. This little mermaid calls me Poppy. I tyrannize her sea like King Triton. With one swoop, I rid her bathing suit. Now we're naked, but not afraid. Sun's refraction gives her guitar courage to justice. Call me Santana, how I strum her strings. I free dive, 50 meters, emerging with starfish. I'm rewarded with a French kiss. You've awakened this electric ill from brumation, back to its defibrillation state. She holds her breath, submerges 3 feet, and it begins to inhale me with the suction of a squid. Only I embody the tentacle, waiting to disseminate my ink. The rolling of her R's, the softness of her clenches give chills of vertebrae marrow. I tread water while speaking in tongues, conjuring the Inca gods. Am I being offered as a sacrificial lamb? Maybe I'm being overdramatic, but the head was good though. I never orgasmed. Her feeble thoracic diaphragm provoked her to surface. We drifted to the coast where 2 stallions await. One white, one s'mores. I'm still throbbing, lusting, but our final haven is just a few gallops away. Finally, paradise, concealed lagoon, water falling out the sky like it was coming from heaven. I'm standing at the footing, looking like Tarzan, water glistening all over my body. Come here, Jane. She jumps, legs wrapped around my torso. Instantaneously, I penetrate her. We fall back into the cascade. We begin a death roll. She tries to overthrow this anaconda, but Goonies never say die. I hit a toggle switch. Eyes roll back like a pair of dice, howling out in climatic fashion, echoing throughout the rainforest. Her wish has been granted. I captured her soul, locked up abroad. Let's quarantine so we can make it back home. Boom.
Yeah,
Sorry, I haven't read that one in a while.
yeah, that shit was dope. Though your eyes rolled back looking at
Fire.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna you want me to go ham or you want me to go
I mean, what's up, bro? I've seen you here like two, three times now, and I've heard you with all types of different styles and rhyme schemes and like these. Like, I want you to go ham because I don't think I've ever heard you really go ham. So if you offering to go ham on it, bro. Like, I
wait,
want
hold
you to
on,
go
man.
ham.
Is it your mom in the audience, man? I don't know if I
Yeah,
want
hey, hey, ma, you want him to go ham, ma?
Yeah.
All right, man. We
There you
gonna
go.
go
You got the
ahead.
okay from the ma dudes, bro.
All right. So I mean, most of my poems, man, I was in this in erotic poetry group, so I did a lot of erotic poetry. So there's gonna be another one like that, but I'm gonna go ham on this one. My body count is methodical, handpicked because this dick isn't tricked by some ass and some hips. That's how we get sick and lose pieces of our soul. We've learned sex through porn and torn hustlers, mags and dad's drawer. Believe it or not, that's our damn flaw. Watching poundings and poundings of women's silk floors, screaming, oh my God, Papi, give me some more. But that's a facade. But we're too macho to disregard predetermined mindsets, predetermined mindsets, and wonder why she don't come and gets upset. You vets get knocked off your pedestals. Instead of asking a woman what to do, you choose to collude. What you do? Sorry. What you do may work for some, but the key to unlocking chastity is different for everyone. A cougar taught me that. Gotta be more than a one-trick pony in the sack. She might want you to move in figure eights. She might want you to go in circles like mixing cake. But if you want to draw icing, you need to be creative. Making her come every time requires patience. Maybe you're coming too fast because you're anxious. Calmate. Let's get back to the basics. I turn into Neo from the Matrix. I'm the one. I'm gonna go in slow-mo and spell out the alphabet with the use of his tongue. Connect every goosebumps like constellations. You arose the Big Dipper. Here's some foreplay not gonna stop till your body quivers. Nibbles turns to bites. There's only one thing in my sight: to enter your garden of Eden and hydrate my appetite. I've been lusting you so long, so frito oozing out my belong, ready to conquer you like conquistadors. I'm the bull, you the matador. Entice me with your red flag so I could gore you with this horn. Even if you send 69 rodeo clowns, you still won't get me off. The sexual sins that we'll commit would be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Rest assured the crashing of my waves will send riptides to your shore. She said, spit on me, smack me, choke me. That's the only way to get me off. Itching to get on top so she could rob me just like a wild horse. Gyrate my meat so deep, giving her cervix a treat. I guess that's the real definition of making our ends meet. I could be animalistic, but you're the one that's going to be hog-tied, arms and legs tied to the bed, covering your eyes. The lashings from this whip will have your life flashing before your eyes. Don't try to get up. Your best bet's to shut up and give in. I'm the domo, you're the submissive. I grab her throat, proceed with clenching, bites on the lips with added kisses, scoop you up with both arms under both legs, thrust inside of you till my arms hurt and my legs dead. Not gonna stop. You're out of luck. Gonna have your titties bouncing up and down like you're jumping double dutch. Some women like it rough and others like a soft touch. If you don't learn from your woman in bed, then you're a dumb fuck. Boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, man.
No, that's cool. Is I'm gonna
Sorry,
turn the
man.
volume down just a little bit. I don't think she'll get pregnant again. Yeah, you went
Ah,
ham
woo, yeah, what a
but
great
she
night.
loved it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She loved it.
Peace,
Hey,
peace,
my
and
God.
love.
Hey, Cyrus, man. Again, thank you for coming through and blessing us with your words. Everybody, unmute yourselves and give up more love than he just gave us to old Cyrus.
Well,
Yeah.
Cyrus, yeah.
Woo.
Yo,
Cyrus.
peace, man.
Wow.
Appreciate yo. Y'all did y'all
Tie it
thing
up,
too, man. I love all
tie
y'all
it up,
poetry.
wrap
I've
it
been
up,
listening
give it a
along.
ball gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for blessing. And Whisper talking about wrapping it up, give it a ball. What you got for us on the mic? And who do we got coming up this Tuesday? And what's going on with you? You look wonderful, by the way. I just absolutely love you.
Thank you, guys. It's great to see you guys. So Tuesday, Catalyst and I are going to be interviewing Dope Female Trainer. If you have not checked her out before, you're in for a treat. She is 100% full throttle all the time, no filter. She's a boss babe, that's for sure. And she's battled some pretty significant stuff and has overcome a lot of things. So it's going to be a really cool conversation. Yeah. And then Sunday morning, I have Rise and Rhyme. So if anyone needs a little reset for the end of the week, some very zen, mellow moments to sort of reset and reboot and get ready for the upcoming week, come Rise and Rhyme with me at 9 Eastern on Sunday. Oh, yeah. I have a new shit. I have decided that I would like to experience doing a slam, and not about winning or anything like that or trying to win or whatever. I just want to have that experience of interacting with a slam audience, an audience that's just incredibly and intensely engaged. And so I have been working on this piece, and I think this will probably be what I would take to do a slam situation. This is called Ginger Ale and Daddy Issues. I like men. In fact, I think I exited my mother's womb with a hankering for that Y chromosome. I also love ginger ale, and my mama told me she drank ginger ale by the gallon when she was pregnant with me. Now, don't think I'm trying to say my mama was a hoe. Far from it. My mother was a God-fearing country girl raised with Jesus in her heart and praise in her mouth. No, what I'm trying to say to you is that while there is a direct correlation between my mother's love of ginger ale and my own Canada Dry obsession, the same cannot be said for my appreciation for men. I think that came from my daddy. My father is not a tall man. He's just short of 6 feet, and yet people call him Big John. My father is not a college graduate, and yet people look to him for advice and counsel. My father was never an athlete, and yet he could walk faster than any human I've ever seen. And I think that's why I walk so fast, because deep down, I'm still just a little girl trying to catch up with her daddy. My brain knows my father loves me, but my love languages are physical touch and words of affirmation. And I was that child who needed to hear my daddy say, I love you. Because God wired that need into me when he sent me into this plane of existence as a Pisces, and to not receive those words felt like rejection. My brain knows my father loves me, but he never had time for me when I was little. He was too busy trying to make his mark in this world. And I learned early that I wasn't enough to hold his attention. Those online tests say I'm pretty smart, and I guess I was smart enough to learn that if I couldn't get the love I needed from daddy, I'd find it from someone else. So I set out to find the man who would tell me he loved me and that I was beautiful every day until death do us part. So I married the first one to gift me with those words. I love ginger ale. Excuse me, the spicier the better. But there's one ginger ale that's so spicy, my vocal cords freeze when I drink it. It literally steals my voice. And I think that's what I did to my ex-husband. I think I stole his voice from him. The thing was, though, he wasn't ready to reclaim it when I divorced him and gave it back, because my trauma married a yes man. And even though I gave him back his voice, he didn't know how to use it without me. And I watched my trauma bloom like a toxic flower, spewing the poison pollen of my not enough. I think I exited my mother's womb liking men, and my mother has 2 uteruses, so I came into this world premature. Definition: premature, occurring before the proper time, arriving too early. So what Webster was trying to say is that the world wasn't ready for me. That makes sense, because my mother wasn't ready for me either. My mother loves me to the moon and back, but her Gemini energy has always had her dancing to the beat of a drum I couldn't follow, and the eardrum in my heart couldn't translate her rhythm. So instead of I love you, the criticism is what came through. Suck in your stomach, stand up straight. That's too much cereal in your bowl. I was only in 3rd grade, and all I heard was not enough. So I went looking for a man to fill up my not enough. I went looking for a man to complete me. I went looking for a man to make me happy. And I thought I found him. But then I acted out of hand to stitch my heart and fill my cup. Raise your hand if you know what I found. Humpty Dumpty laying dead on the ground. It wasn't me who knocked him off the wall. It was my trauma I inflicted that made him fall. I pressed the concrete mixer button of generational trauma and hit blend, then slid down to rock bottom and watched my hands extract my heart, hooked it to an Inquisition stretcher and watched it rend in two. Soaked myself in the acid of self-loathing for half a decade until I labeled myself the walking dead. And when my personal growth arrived, it brought lavender and nettles because I had grown past my trauma on the backs of my flesh and blood, the one I married when she zygoted my heart. I had to destroy my marriage to realize I am enough. I had to hurt a good man. I had to hurt my daughter. I had to fail as a mother and a wife. I had to get fired from my job. Had to drown myself in liquor and numb myself with pot. Had to spend half a year's salary gaming. Had to fuck a lot of people. A lot. They say you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find a prince. I kissed the whole damn pond and still didn't find that fool because I wasn't ready. I still didn't understand the truth. And I don't know that I can ever forgive myself for hurting the people that I loved, but at least I have finally learned what the universe needed me to know, that I am enough. I want all the ladies to say it with me. Let's say it together. I am enough. And when you take that makeup off tonight, say it. When you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth, say it. Every time you pass by a mirror, look in that thing and say it. I am enough. I exited my mother's womb loving men, but I don't need one anymore.
Yo, what the fuck? Did you just write? Where did that come from? That was insane. That was an amazing performance. Everybody unmute yourselves and be
Wow.
like, yeah, like Zach's just like,
Oh
God
my
damn,
God,
wish for like every like, what
Zach.
the fuck
Thank
did
you.
we just witness, right? Like, what the fuck, dude?
You take every moment of your life that you've ever lived and you put it into your next poem, and there it is.
Yeah, right. Just
What's working on?
oh,
So I have
Good
kind of a
work.
funny
Good
story
work.
about how that poem came to
I
be.
feel like I just got done like going 10 rounds with Mike Tyson. Like,
So
fuck.
very quick funny story, and then I have a short little erotic piece. But I was doing DoorDash the other night, and the line I exited my mother's womb liking men came into my head, and I started composing the poem as I was driving. Well, the funny thing is, a dude that I delivered some DoorDash to sent me a message through DoorDash and was like, "Mommy," like MAMII, after I delivered him the food. I was like, dude, you so barking at the wrong tree for that. This girl is not nobody's mommy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Short little erotic piece. I don't have a name for this yet. Come to me, lover. I need to manifest you in my bed. Slide your chest up my legs under my silky pink sheets. I'm your candy. Wrap you in my limbs to limber you as you pleasure me into surrender. Feast your hungers. I'm your all-you-can-eat buffet. I will satiate your taste buds. Let me fill your plate with this finger licking. You need to eat me like I'm fried chicken. Leave that shine on your lips way better than Burt's Bees ever did. And speaking of bees, I need you to please pleasure me. Hit me with your stinger. Fill my soul up with sweet venom. There's no EpiPen for my addiction to the heat and sweet friction you create when we're wrapped up in each other. Muscles taut, feeling the buzz, riding the wave of fantasy, filled with desire for our magnetic attraction. My iron filing breasts welded to the delicious hairiness of your chest. My mind cries out for you as my body goes limp. And finally, I can rest Come to me, lover. Lie with me in this bower of love where we are blessed with the gift of our lust. Poem.
Ooh. So how I think you welded us all to your voice, and our ears directly welded in that one. Everybody unmute yourselves and give all the love you got for Whisper Poet.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, with
Woohoo! Yes, thank you for that.
I keep on muting. Yeah, Whisper. Yeah. Fantastic work.
Thank you, Gustav.
I think everyone's grabbing Kleenexes and stuff, so it's yeah, thank you so much, Whisper. And yeah, I absolutely love everything you're doing. And again, to promote your show Sunday morning, it's 9 a.m. Eastern. That's 6 a.m. for me. I was so glad that I went camping Easter weekend on the premiere of it, Easter morning. And honestly, it was like the greatest show I had ever went to. Like it was just so healing, so like it was just such a wonderful show, and like you set the pace for like not even my week, like it's that like day like reset me to like continue, and so yeah, I really appreciate you doing that.
Thank you so much. You know, every show has been different, and there's only a few people in there each time, which is exactly what we want because we want it to be peaceful and really chill. And every show is different because every show we have different needs of what we need to be able to let the stresses of the week go, and just reset and move forward in positivity and just try to make some lemonade out of the lemons of the prior week. So
I
yeah,
love how you do that. Like, what's the worst thing that happened to you this week? Okay, well, what is the best thing you learned from it?
yeah.
Let's explore that, right? You know? And it's just beautiful. It's wonderful. Y'all need to check it out if you're not already. Coming up next, we have. It was gonna be Zomkhonto, but I think he lost some Zomkhonto went to sleep. So I got my energy children up in the house, Astro and Boo. Astro, Boo, one of y'all got something to do? Y'all got some poetry? What's good?
She went home and I don't have anything, so.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for being here and listening.
Yes, I love
We
you.
yeah, we enjoy you here and listening. All right, then in that case it would be Zach. My boy Zach up next. Zach, if before you read us a poem, if I could say one thing that would make you laugh your ass off, what would it be?
I'm an easy audience. Doesn't take much.
Okay. How about this? Don't laugh. Don't you do it. I don't want to hear you laughing. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Okay. And if instead, if you could just bless us with a poem, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, buddy. All right. I got a couple for you. There's yard work happening outside, so let me know if that interferes with anything. I once heard a poet say something which rang so true, it elevated me with laughter and honesty. It was the words, I used to want to date a girl so goth that she shit bats. And I still do. We'll search the forest floor where we come across bones of the past. There's such raw beauty in those. We'll make them into earrings or a necklace, because it says even the dead things are beautiful, and everything serves a purpose. And I would bury myself and let nature take its course, so you could dig me up and find that even I, stripped of flesh, am still beautiful. Pluck a rib bone and weave it into your hair, so that which protects my heart can reside next to your mind. Then make a necklace of my fingers, so I can always feel your soul. Make something beautiful of my death, so everyone questions our sanity with a depth of love unknown. Poem.
Yo, I think you got us all with that. A girl so gosh she shits bats. Like Fuck that. You had us at hello, right? Like
I got one more for you.
You had
okay,
us at
okay.
flying marsupial turds. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, fly marsupial. Yeah. And we get more than that. Okay, man. Love you, brother.
I love you too, but and speaking of love, I love the darkness, solitude. It's where I feel most at home. It's with my friends and with others around. The shadows are always leaving, darting from the corner of my eye. But alone, they wander main view. They dance and sing their songs in language so ancient and forgotten. Yet I know every word as they ring the bell in my chest. It sends vibrations through me to the floorboards, and right before they feast upon each other on an offbeat step, sung out of tune, they tumble through the walls and back with the victory as they look to me and smile as their brothers drip from their lips. Boom.
God damn, Zach came through strong as shit. Yo, everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for Zach.
Dude, you are just one dope motherfucker. That's all I have to say.
Right? Like, what more do you say? Like, fuck, like, I don't even know how to, like, some dope shit, man. That's what that super extra hella dope shit. Extra super hella dope shit. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Zach, man, for blessing us with them pieces. We have one more performer for round
Oh,
one, and then what's up?
supercalifragilistic extra hella dope shit.
Yeah, you didn't hear me say it? You just now got that? Come on now. I thought I played that on simple for you, man. She's like, oh shit, I just got that what he did there with it. I love you, Randy. I love you. Um, yeah, coming up next we have the last performer of round one, and then we're gonna stop the recording and go on to round two. Because we still have quite a few of us in the room that want to share some poetry and chill. So, Cece, it's the end of the night for the recording. Could you play us out? It's been a wonderful night, Dre Ray. You gotta watch the YouTube video. You weren't here, you missed it. Dre did this amazing, like a super long feature set. It was great. Just it was a whole. It was a what do you say? A fantastic voyage. So yeah, if you could play us out, brother, I
Yeah,
greatly appreciate
I
it.
want to thank you all for it's been a crazy week. I got to go do this move in New York, and it was supposed to be half a day. It was 2.5 days, and it just turned into this huge nightmare. And then I got scammed, and I spent the last 2 days dealing with banks and shit like that, and it's just been fucking unbelievable. But I wrote this poem, and then I'll do a song. This is from the open microphone, and it's from the third section called Character Poems. And I rarely read this one out, but I think it'll work. It's called the Open Microphone Playlist. It's number 34 in the book. So the open mic, the third section has got poems like Passion the Poet, Playlist the Poet, Nobody the Poet, Payne Free the Poet, Questions, She Savior, Controller. It's got some good, bad, dark. It's somebody, what's his name from California? It said it contains the good, the bad, and the Arshagra. I thought that was fucking shit. The poetry gal, playlust, loved the petting of men. Her joy of guys wearing thrilled her wet need. Her pen wove sexual arousal within her listeners who came following and falling to their knees. She'd mount the mic waiting and draw them inside her. She'd turn the stage lights around to illuminate predators. She'd spin her words weaving a webbed tale of want. She'd flick tempting flames from her deadly ink dance, flaunting her liquid fantasies of verse, transforming their hungry sound delusions into thoughts of being naked with her, a real craving into her butterfly myth. Her reputation grew with every vocalized direction, till the centerfold image became her epitaph. Here lies another who listened. Forever hums.
Hey, your original sound's off.
Good to know.
Yeah, we're missing half of that. I want, if you would, could you
How's
change your
that?
audio and reconnect? Yeah, I think you have to reconnect for the audio
Are we
settings to take
better?
effect. No, you have to disconnect and reconnect for the audio sounds to take the audio settings. You gotta leave the Zoom room, come back in after you change the audio setting.
Really?
So, yeah. So set it to original sound for musicians, and then drop out and join back in. We'll join you up and we'll get you going on this.
All right. And you sure this is not working? It's not fixed? All right. Okay. Out I go. Back I'll be.
I've done this once before. I want to hear that. I love this one too, man. That's one of my favorite ones. Dude. He's one of my favorite. He's like, yeah, I'm not really a musician. I'm like, bro, you're like my favorite music. You're like top 5, one of my favorite musicians. Like you can't say you're not a music. When CC gets on them ivories, man, and he's singing from his soul, like it's fucking something to behold, man. Like
All right. This should be a test. She working good?
perfect. Yep.
All right. Life is only death, but not forever. Rivers, only waters, not dry bones. You see, love is only everything is a miracle. And you and I, the song, forever hum. Noon is only midnight as the world dreams. Time is only clocks, not broken yet. A knife is just a tool and a useful kind one that no one ever needs to harm true love with. And a man is just a womb without a gravestone. And a child only tears that wait to laugh. Aging. Aging is just a series of soul lessons. As if all moments equal just one lifespan. Well, hunger is the price of dreams become form. And thirst reminds the oceans they're not sky. And eyes and ears are always learning to feel. Further than you can see why you are here. While the ground of love is only all the sky knows. Where sight becomes how beauty can let the blind see. Where vision can lift the heart up and rest in peace there. Where you can catch your last breath. And walk your soul home. You see, life is only death, but not forever. And rivers, only waters, not dry bone. You see, love is only everything is a miracle. And you and I, the song, forever hum. Say goodnight, love. Say good morning. Oh, I didn't turn the camera on.
No, but it was so much better almost, because then we really got to listen to the audio, right? Not the visual performance of it, and we really got to.
Cool.
Yeah, that was
Excellent.
really doing.
So
Everybody.
we got a thing coming up, right? It's May. When's the date
Yeah.
again?
So
We're 2 weeks, 3 weeks out.
Yeah, so next feature coming up, we got Mr. Wits on the 10th, and then May 24th, then we'll have an open mic night, and then May 24th, the last Friday in May there, we got CC. So not next Friday, not the Friday after that, but the Friday after that.
Got it. May
24th. 3 weeks
That'll
from
be
now,
good.
yeah, May 24th, yeah.
I'll mix it up.
It's just before my mom's birthday too. My mom's birthday is May 27th, so it's just before her birthday.
Oh,
So it's got,
it'll be a
yeah,
happy
Wits is
birthday,
doing a
Mom.
happy birthday to wherever you get a happy birthday to moms, and then I think we got some cool folks coming in on the Slam Jam and stuff this June.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
it's gonna be
I
fun
got a really
stuff, man.
cool gig coming up. I got invited to somebody's joint has a Mensa group and they want to do a performance at their house and they called me. I
Oh,
don't even
that's
know. I have no
interesting.
idea. I'm walking into a
See
salon
if you
meeting.
can make a bunch of geniuses smarter. That would be cool. But hey, we have to
Oh yeah,
close
I'm
the
gonna do all my stupid shit. I'm gonna love
yeah.
it.
Hey, we're gonna close out the show, the recording now. Round one over. We love y'all. Say good night, and then we'll continue on with round two.
Yeah. Stone Soup on the 15th.